Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Melos Machina. I hope that you have had a fantastic week. We are back at it again to dive back into this story where not a single horrible thing has ever gone wrong. I think we're doing a beach episode today, right?
Shopping, maybe.
Oh, man. Beach episode?
Yeah.
Beach party.
Which brings up the ultimate question. Do beaches exist in Jardek?
You tell us.
River beaches?
Actually, that would be a lot of fun. New idea for tonight, everyone. To sit back, relax. We're
Yeah!
The Barbie
Beach
soundtrack
bonfire.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Andy's job is beach.
Roll for beach.
Well, with that, as always at the current, we don't have any announcements. So sit back, relax as much as you can, and enjoy tonight's episode of Melos Machina.
Don't like as much as you can.
that's supposed to be.
When last we met our adventurers, having examined the discovered body in Dr. Sada's house and determined it to indeed be the one that you had brought back from the strange cave across the river, due to its flesh still reacting to blood, we devised the best course of action with Captain Fieri as to how to keep this information from the public, how to present what had happened, if necessary. And ultimately, were marked off with a clean slate, with any possible blame needing to be thrown, ultimately being, it's fine. This body was going to be dangerous anyway. Afterwards, so with some tense discussion amongst the group, you headed back towards the fields to see if there were any trace of the two bodies that had teleported away, Dr. Sada and the strange hooded figure. Having found nothing in the fields, but taking some time to manufacture the bones that Duathi had been working on for so very long, you eventually succeeded and called out after casting the bones, felt a warm presence, and were informed that there might indeed be something helpful back in the cave. The party regrouping, deciding to split off, some to go to the docks to talk to Marius, others to head down to get some supplies for your journey back to the cave. But on the way passing the night's rest, Aestra came out to inform Finn that a package had been mysteriously delivered from an old friend in the city, containing tea, good reminders, and a good sum of money. We now return to the town of Riversmeet, the group heading to different locations. Let's start with heading off to Marius. So, I believe it was Duathi, Aiken, and Aaron heading to the North District.
The elves.
The elves. Go Team Elf. Or Team Elf 6.
No, Team Elf Sticks. Thank you.
Yes.
Tap,
Cheers
tap.
to that.
You cross the bridge to the north and hear the continuing sounds of work in the North Districts. People going to and from the warehouses, the sawmill in full working order, and continuing repairs on the Fairbanks that appear to be moving quite along. Immediately, you don't see any sign of Marius. Whereabouts would you like to head?
I would suppose we should head over to his office.
I mean, if he is not there, then probably someone else who works there would know where
Maybe
to find him.
Marco.
Marco!
We
could
love
ask
Marco.
Marco. I'm sure he knows everything.
And to be clear, we are inquiring as to the incoming ship, correct?
Yes, and potentially getting across to go to the cave.
I am also sort of curious. I mean, it sort of depends on what is happening next with everyone. someone after we have business in the cave. But I'm curious where this boat that is coming in came from and where it is going, because I don't know about all of you, but it seems as though I have some places to go. So I'm sort of curious where it's going. And also our friends have places to go as well. So
Well, it is a curious nature that we should inquire within, and then we can do with the information that we like. So, let's see if we can find our friend. So, we'll walk towards Marius's abode, where we had previously met him before, and see if he's around.
I think every time that you've met Marcus up to this point has either been in the mill itself or have met with Marius at the Lost Cask.
Yeah,
That's
wherever
proper.
at the mill
yeah,
is kind of what I was
think-
thinking.
I want to say that's where he seemed to be existing in a more official
Sorry,
capacity, right?
Yeah, we'll head over to the Plaverton Mill and see if he's around there first.
So, heading off towards the Plaverton Mill, it's within eyesight of where you currently are, seeing everything going about. Climbing up the steps of the main floor, you can see it's the first time that there hasn't been any massive amounts of chaos or expediency about your day. You actually are able to take in what is going on here, and you can see large saws embedded into the floor, and multiple of them running, and full tree trunks being pushed through them by workers. Down off to the side, you can see where after the trees seem to have been split, there's more refining work being done with smaller saw tables, and ultimately bringing everything down from the full tree to long, neat planks of wood. But as you're gazing about all this, you see the familiar form of Marius, who seems to have seen you come in, and striding through the workers, a big grin on his face. And oh, well, it's good to see you all again.
Greetings, Marius. Hello.
It's been too long, not long enough. It's been one of the two. How have you been?
We've been well. It is a new day.
It absolutely is a new day, more work to be done, more. What brings you by? It's not that I'm not happy to see you, but so far, every time I've seen you, there's been something.
Well, nothing pressing at the moment. We were merely curious as to the incoming ship that we see here on the horizon. Hopefully, no additional chaos will ensue with the arrival of this ship.
Yeah, I was hoping with that, and he pulls. You see a clipboard, small from his waist belt, and he flips through a few pages. Yes, ship coming in. Oh, right, the lock jumper. She'll be in here pretty soon, actually.
Lock jumper.
Hopefully,
Is that her name? The lock jumper?
a lock jumper. Yeah.
Oh, that is a fun, if confusing name, but I like it.
Yeah, it's based on the. I think going through a series of locks to get from to river. It's goes all over the place, sort of a thing.
Oh,
Cool.
okay.
Do you know where it's coming from and where it's headed?
Well, I believe coming down from Venture and heading to us. We are, at least for that one, the end of the road.
Right.
Oh, so
Probably
then,
wouldn't go much further.
it will probably turn around and go back to Venture?
Yes, the lock jumper's going to be here for the next couple of days, offloading. Usually it brings not just food and supplies, but folks. This one's a passenger ship as well.
Oh, and that's, so Venture is on the way to Saros Manor, right?
Well, if you're looking to go by river, it's the closest you can get.
Yeah.
There's no rivers that'll take you straight to Saros. Well, there's no natural rivers that'll get you straight to Saros Manor.
Oh, okay. It's so fascinating. I simply don't know any of that information, but it's very interesting to learn.
Well, you
But
see,
that
a
would be very
river
true.
is. I'm just kidding.
Do you happen to know who captains the lock jumper and whether they might be open to potential new passengers
This
in their
time,
return?
this time around, I don't know who the captain is now. It's not a single captain. They have a tendency to trade shifts. But I will absolutely be down to take passage. You looking to leave us?
Possibly. Our Our paths are continuing, it would seem, and we are looking to potentially broker new avenues, and we just want to have options available to us. If you could, please, once they dock inquire to their possibility to take additional passengers back to Venture and at a preferable rate.
I can tell you that right now that you can. The whole point of Lock Jumper is to, well, like I said, ferries people as well. So folks who are leaving, heading back home, if they're visiting, it's not a big tourist town, but sometimes we get some folks who want to see the.
Or if someone needs to send a message downriver, it's also
mail's
possible.
another big important one. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
But you can buy your way onto the boat, and they'll take you upriver, and
Okay.
however far you want to go. It'll past past Venture even if you want.
About how long does it usually stay here?
Looks down at the clipboard again. Lockjumper, I think, is going to be here for 3 days. It's about how long it takes.
Well, that is deeply convenient. Okay, great, because that is about how long it will probably take to get everything we need wrapped up. Okay,
Understood.
if that is what we end up doing then. Okay, thank you so very much.
You are so very welcome.
What kind of fee does Lockjumper charge?
I think that one is, let's see here. To head on up that way, you're going to be looking at, got it written down here somewhere.
The economy changes so often. Down
It really does.
Understandable. You might
I'm
need
sure you
something.
pay more for a better captain.
Better
Search
food.
pricing.
Search price.
Oh no,
The
I'm not going that
ways
way.
of River's meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good ship Wendy's comes down the river.
I think to get from here, again, depending on where you want to go, I think to Venture it's about a 5 gold per person. There's mileage calculated in, that whole deal.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's not so bad. I have that. I have that much gold, so that will probably work out just fine. Okay.
Yeah. Great. We're also potentially heading across the river on a little scouting mission.
You're gonna need of another boat, huh?
Yeah. Probably tomorrow morning was what we were thinking.
Seems
That
appropriate,
seems
yes.
about right.
Great. Yeah. So if we could charter one across or even borrow one.
Happy to lend one to you. Another rowboat gonna work, or do you need something bigger this time?
Well, it's for the 5 of us plus Chauncey.
Memory serves.
Oh, you're not here.
Little Marco got you over
Memory of
last time in
Yeah.
the long skiff.
Yeah, and then we brought a cart back, so we needed the barge, and we definitely don't need that.
No need for the barge this time.
I can't
No.
imagine.
I
No.
don't think so, no.
All right, good to know.
So yeah, just a simple boat.
Sure, yes.
Of course, yeah. Listen, I'm happy to lend you those services. You've helped us out enough, so yeah, that's good. That's fine.
Great.
Appreciated.
Very
Thanks.
grateful, thank you. I think that is all the questions I had for you. Thank you so much. It's always so lovely to talk to you.
Lovely to see you as well. Thanks for coming and visiting me on. All right, anything gonna explode now? Is that?
Hope not.
No,
All
but
right, good.
the Fairbanks does seem to look almost seaworthy again.
Almost. Honestly, I think we'll be getting the Fairbanks back up to working order just after the lock jumper leaves. So we've got time.
Amazing.
Do good
So
work.
amazing.
Yeah, don't look too much under the hood, but yeah, I do.
Ooh. We saw some of your work at the overseer's house.
Oh yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah, but great job.
Thank you.
Great job.
Rather impressive, yes.
Listen, when I'm paid to make it look pretty, what can I say? I got a creative side. I don't just make the lumber. Sometimes you gotta let the inner artist out.
Absolutely.
It's wonderful.
Don't lose that spark, Marius. Yeah.
Never, not after this long.
Well, we'll be by tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning, I'll have little Marco ready to go. He'll ferry you over.
Great. Awesome.
Fantastic. Well, we'll be seeing you. And that he
Look at
turns
him.
around and heads back in. Seems to have a little more pep in his step now that the main catastrophes of the town seem to have subsided.
As we were chatting this time, Scott,
Mhm.
can I kind of once again just peek through the mill and kind of just take a lay of the land of
Yeah.
like the people who are coming about? You said there's a lot of activity this time around
Mm.
compared to when we were here last. So can I just peek in and kind of look for anybody like, again, like organizing traffic, any particular special projects that might be under construction or underway?
Sure, give me a perception check.
That will be a 16.
16. Looking through, obviously, there's the people working there. There's a lot of folks who are hands-on, like artisans, getting their work done. But with this heavy amount of work, there's it looks like a bunch of lumberjacks. Some big burly guys, some big burly women, just getting the lumber cut. You do see sprinkled about folks similar to Marius that seem to be overseeing some stuff, some of the jobs, but it all appears to be very much in a hands-on way.
Okay.
As far as any sort of special projects, from this vantage point, it all looks like one massive just machine. It's like you're looking at the opening of a watch face, and everything is working. But yeah, if you were to go deeper in, you might be able to find specific things that are working differently. You can piece together that you see a lot of the lumber, once it's being done, is being bundled up and loaded up onto carts and being put in warehouses. Taking that from what you've seen happening before at the mill. But you do also notice that some of the lumber seems to be being cut specifically for the repair of the ship.
Okay. Okay. And everything looks standard?
As far as your knowledge with lumber making goes,
Okay.
yeah.
Catching anybody like...
No sort of sabotage going on.
Considering this
No,
town.
as you
yeah.
say, no clogs in the machine. Well, I guess we could head back for the evening and wait for Andy and Finn.
I suppose so, and then we can do what we're going to do tomorrow, but I don't know. I know what I am thinking of doing after that, but Aaron, what are you going to do after we go and see what's in this cave? I know you're staying with a friend. I don't know. Are you going to continue to stay here with this friend after that?
Well, where I am staying belongs to a friend,
Oh.
but they're not here.
Oh, okay.
You're like watching their place.
Yeah, they're allowing me to reside for my brief stay, but to be quite honest, the world will show me where I'm to go next. I have no destination in mind. I am a curious mind like you, Ike, and I'm set on exploring what is out here.
Oh, okay.
And, well, whatever piques my interest. People out here are fascinating, and I want to know more about them.
Well, I mean, we're the only ones that really aren't directly tied to whatever we found. So, we don't need to report back to anybody. Are you meant to report back to anyone? I know you were
No?
their contact, but...
No. I have just a natural curiosity to see where this particular thread goes. I'm gonna look around just to make sure that like no one's kind of queuing in to us talking. I'm sure we're
Yeah,
walking,
we're walking and
walking
talking.
back to
You seem to be just
milling about.
not very busy on the streets.
Yeah.
You're fair enough alone.
So yes, I would like to return with Finn and Andy to Melos Machina to see where this particular mystery continues to. However, it's in their hands now.
suppose we still have not figured out what that contraband that you reported is. So
No.
Yeah.
we still have to figure that out.
Yeah. But speaking of the future,
Mm-hmm.
you seem... I know Finn mentioned this. You seemed very certain that we weren't just about to get our asses handed to us by the captain of the guard. By...
No, you're
So
supposed to
perceptive.
follow the threads.
So perceptive, then.
I saw it too.
My
and I
passive
was
is
like,
so
oh, no,
high.
I'm too far
And
away.
I missed it. I can't see it. Well, what was that?
In part, it was a shot in the dark.
Yeah.
But as with every ruse, there is an element of truth to it, and I'm not going to use the colloquial proverb, beat around the bush anymore. It is a natural talent that I have discovered recently, and I'm attempting to learn its skillfulness.
You get to see some of the future, but maybe it's a little kooky.
It's clouded in context. The circumstances surrounding the visions that I am granted are never precise. The vision was true. I did see a skillful demonstration of athletic ability, though perhaps now with some hindsight, it wasn't the captain that I saw. Perhaps it was you. Perhaps it was Dorothy. Perhaps it was this athletic-looking gentleman walking down the street at us.
As you look over, there's just someone rather large muscles. Seems very proud of himself. on the
Very
street.
athletic.
Does he backflip?
Doesn't seem to, but
Just very suddenly.
you look and it appears it's one of those that it's all upper bulk.
Skip leg day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, gotta watch that.
Skinny little chicken legs.
But it looks like he could very well do a upper strength athletic prowess.
So, yes, it was rather foolish to attempt to force some sort of execution in the moment. However, it has proved its usefulness since we've met.
Of course. No, I just thought it was funny. I would have laughed if I honestly didn't think that we were going to jail there for a little bit, but
Yes. Consider me thoroughly embarrassed, though I hope that does not subtract from the potential it yields.
No, I think it's fascinating. Odd. But alternatively, it just means that that's a thing I've never experienced before, and I have never experienced a lot of things. So it is fascinating.
Well, it's somewhat akin to how you utilize the bones you just created.
I suppose.
You draw meaning from what you see. I try to draw meaning from these visions that I receive and use them as I can.
It is meaning and asking. In many ways.
Yeah, see, I'm not granted that luxury of being able to ask for what I see. It just
that's frustrating.
you learn to live with the pros and cons of it all. Yes.
Well, I look forward to your next acrobatic friend. No, it's fine. You may be embarrassed, but it's weirdly cool. But odd. But cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just keep walking.
What about you, Aiken?
Kind of just following you.
I've been following you.
Uh-oh.
We're lost at target.
Did you stop by this tail section at Brody's? It's a lot of little tchotchkes. Oh. Well, I mean, you had been following me, and we kind of offered ourselves up to Galgan to come down here, and I've just been kind of wandering the big open wide world. I don't want to keep you from like home or anything, but I'm not planning on going back home for a while.
Where is home for you these days? What do you mean when you say that?
Not Saros Manor. My family moved
Oh,
right after the walls opened.
oh, your whole family moved.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah, and a few others besides, and create our own little town, not so dissimilar to this.
Wow.
Out of the way,
Okay, where's that?
quiet. Well, a few days from the wall, many weeks from here,
Oh,
but kind of more inland, further away from the rivers.
oh, okay.
I don't know if there would be any like landmarks I could think of, but near the wall.
Let me rack my brain.
Let me rack my brain.
How much? What would you like to say?
Nothing that would give it away 100%, but something that might be recognizable to someone who is from Saros Manor. So, like, a distant landmark.
And just to be clear, are we talking time in Saros Manor or home now?
Home now.
It is a fair ways from Saros Manor. It is a farther north from where you are now, and farther east.
Okay.
And for you, the biggest landmark would be the mountains
Okay. Which are to
either side of you.
either side. Okay. Yeah, we're nestled near the mountains. Farther north and east than here, but
Oh,
now I am a pilgrim of the world.
okay.
Yeah, maybe someday we'll go there, but
I'd love
not
to
for a
see
while.
it.
I think you'd like it.
Okay.
Are you reluctant to return to Saros Manor?
Curious. I don't have any ill will towards the city, but there's a certain freedom out here that you don't get within the walls, you know? It's just something my family believed for years, and kind of once that bug bites, you're hooked forever. And we left, like I said, right after the walls, and I've never really looked back. But I think it'll be bittersweet if we go back.
Is there anybody in the city that you could call upon when you go back?
My old boss, for sure. I don't know if my partner's still there, but maybe. But most everyone that I knew or grew up with left with us. You know? So, yeah, but
Okay.
left amicably.
Okay. Well, I would love it if you would come with me, Icon, but obviously, like, we can talk about it, but I think I need to go to Saros Manor.
It's going to be a trip.
Mm-hmm.
And what would you like to see in Saros Manor?
The lore keepers.
You're curious about them?
Uh-huh.
Just anything?
Well,
They're quite talented magicians.
mostly it's that Finn says they know things.
They know many things.
And you would like to know a lot
I
of
would
things.
like to know a lot of things. So,
Ugh.
I am thinking, maybe it would be good to go and be able to find out some more information.
Another curious lot.
Yeah. I suppose it seems as though the way that Finn talks about it is that I have a lot of information that a lot of other people maybe don't have, and
It's true.
I just have a lot of questions, I guess.
I'm still not very certain where you came from. Just how we met.
I mean, I'm lost too.
Yeah.
So I'm also hoping maybe they have information on what all of this looks like. And maybe more information about how to get unlashed.
That's a story that you haven't told yet. About how you two came to know each other. Maybe over some stew tonight you can
Yeah.
Sure.
leave us a tale.
Sure. It's not particularly interesting, I don't think, but sure.
A little more eventful on my side, I think.
I'm always down to talk over stew, though.
Do you feel okay going back to the city?
Yes, of course. It's my home.
And it should be a fun little reunion, I suppose. Guess we'll ask the others once we finish our business in the cave.
And once we figure out what the contraband is.
Yeah.
That mystery, I think, will be answered sooner rather than later. That I have just a feeling about.
I know Finn said he knew a way, but he couldn't do it yet. So we'll talk to him about it and see if maybe he's figured it out or anything. You both do magic very different than I do, so I don't really...
He's much more skilled than I am. I mean it when I say that my skills are rudimentary compared to his. I've only been practicing for the briefest of moments. I have not dedicated my time nearly in the way that he's dedicated his life.
You're both impressive.
I see him becoming much more powerful than what I can ever dream of accomplishing.
Doubtful.
Power is also relative.
Very true.
We should go get stew, though. Now you started talking about food. Now I want food.
With the prospect of food on the horizon, we find ourselves with Finn and Andy heading on over towards Brody's, I believe it was, yes?
Yes.
All right. A well-trodden path at this point. You're able to get there quite quickly, and with the gentle push of the door, there is the ever-reminder ting-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. And you see...
Before Brody even says anything.
Mhm.
Hi, Brody, it's us.
And there's a moment where Brody is in the back. Just, welcome to... hello!
Sorry, didn't mean to wake you.
No, you're fine.
Or
I shouldn't have been
nap.
napping.
Everyone
mean-
deserves a nap from time to time.
Well,
Napping is
after last
allowed.
night, I was up late.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was,
Helping to put out those fires. That was a
that
night.
was last night.
It's been quite a day for
Wow.
everyone. That's right. Are you and yours okay?
Oh, yeah, completely fine.
Good.
Saw you lot there. That was
Yeah.
Well,
great work. Well done.
Oh,
All
thank you.
Andy.
Mostly Chauncey, but happy to help as much as I could.
But what brings you in? What can I get for you? Looking to work on some more. I don't have any carts in needing repair, but I'm sure I could find some work for you.
I mean, I'm happy if there's anything that needs repairing. I'm always happy to help.
We
There's
were
a
planning
house down the way,
to
I
pay
think.
you.
Well, that is more of a project that maybe I was looking into. There were actually some items that we were wondering if we could pick up from you if you had them.
I can always see if I do. What are we looking for?
I'm looking for there are a few things, but one of them is cylindrical, maybe metal or wood, like canister, if that makes sense. Like something long that that would close. That is would maybe be like an arrow quiver, but with a top.
I got a scroll case.
That would work.
That
It's
should
not really big. It's about like that long. Is that Did that work
What
for you?
over the table would that fit? The spines? It might be a little.
You've seen
small.
them. They're in a variety of sizes.
So it depends. Okay.
yeah,
So
but-
at least I could take some. You know that might do the trick then.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. All right, so one scroll case. I'll
You
look
know,
for the biggest
let's
that I got.
grab 2 just in case.
Yeah.
All right, they might be different sizes.
That's
'cause
fine.
I
Quite
don't,
all right.
I don't really have a manufacturer. It's
No, that's-
a buy and sell sort of thing.
Yeah,
All,
that's
all the same price, regardless
Totally.
of size, or is it?
Yeah. This is a.
Sure. Sure.
All right. So scroll case. What else?
you go ahead.
Right. Don't know if you have this, but if not, perhaps you can point us to someone who might. Looking for a specific kind of gemstone. Actually, not even a stone. A pearl.
A pearl.
A pearl.
Oh, I've got a small box of some baubles and. How big of a pearl are we looking at?
Is probably a pretty valuable one.
All right. How valuable are we?
It's a pretty special purpose. Something in the range of 100 gold.
All right. I could probably make something like that work.
All right.
Does it have to be by itself? I've got some loose jewelry that has come in. 100 gold.
Some
I mean, if
that-
there's somewhere else in town that you know of that we could,
jeweler.
yeah.
Not really. I'll be honest. You know, more inland maybe. Out here,
Right.
not so much.
Okay.
Now look, I could charge you 100 gold for it.
Well,
I'll be
let's be
honest.
reasonable here.
The jewelry that I've got.
That's all right.
I think, let me take a look. And he pulls a small wooden box out, and you can hear immediately just some things rattling around loosely in it. He opens it up, and all right, well, I've got this. And puts down a small bracelet. It looks to be golden, but it looks like it maybe is tarnished a little bit, so maybe gold-plated. I've got a few of these, and he holds up a small ring on which are about 4 or 5 small silver rings. I got those. I think the only pearl I've got, he holds up a singular pearl earring. Got this, and it's not that. Look, I'll be honest with you. This isn't 100 gold pearl.
That's all right. I knew it was a long shot. This is all quite nice, but not quite what I'm looking for.
That's totally fine.
Right.
We knew it was a shot in the dark anyway.
Besides, we have plenty of other items on the list that
Yeah.
I don't know if I would be able to afford it anyway. So.
Look, if you're looking to impress a girl, I think I might have some.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's
Right.
Don't
yeah,
worry
it's
about
okay,
it.
it's okay.
All right.
I guess one of the other things, I don't know, what was it, the box?
Right. A very specific kind of box, or the materials to make it, preferably lead. Do you have anything?
Look, a lead box.
A lead box. That's right.
I got some loose sheets of lead.
That would be perfect,
We
actually.
can take that and I can
And then-
figure something out.
Do you have any wooden boxes that these could maybe be fit to?
I got this one. He rattles around the one he's pulling up. Yeah, plenty that are like this. I think on if you look just down on a second aisle there, and he points over. There's loose sacks, bags, a couple of boxes. What sort of size are we thinking?
I'm holding my hands in whatever shape I had determined we would need to hold the prongs. And
All right, so somewhere about
yay big.
around a foot and 6 inches and 6 inches, something like that.
Something
All
like
right.
that. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, I could work that up easily.
And while we're thinking about scraps of metal, Andy, do you need just various crafting material to have on hand? I don't know.
I mean, probably wouldn't hurt. It's just a lot to carry.
Well, speaking of carry, I hope our friends remember to tell Marius we'll need the barge. We're hoping to buy a cart, buy a cart, not rent it.
We want to buy the cart.
If we can afford it.
To bring back.
Absolutely. Well,
I mean, we
cart's
can.
easy.
The one that I fixed, maybe.
Preferably.
Sure.
Sentimental value.
Yeah.
Completely understand that. That's easy. That'll only be 15 gold.
Oh,
well,
great.
easy.
Okay. Yeah, maybe I won't worry about materials right now. Hopefully that's something I can grab somewhere.
Maybe just some very specific, unless you think the lead will also suffice.
Oh.
But you're the expert there, so.
I'll grab if you have some sheets of iron too.
How? I don't really have sheets, but I've got some. I've probably got
just-
some ingots.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
So let's grab maybe a few of those, and then
All right.
however many sheets of lead you think we would need to fit around the box that we
I
need.
think I'll have enough. I can't guarantee that they'll fit to size, but if you're,
I can work with
I figured
it.
you could. Yeah. Yeah, I can make that work.
Okay.
And how much? How much iron did you say you wanted?
Maybe
2, 3,
f-
1 ingot.
let's do 3.
3.
Yeah.
Is that a lot of iron? So
I don't know.
Oh.
Uh,
I thought you were the one who knows.
no, I know. Is that a lot of iron?
So an ingot is gonna be a brick.
Okay,
about,
so let's get 2.
Alright.
I feel like 2
All right.
is reasonable.
Right. What else?
I think that's it.
Well, for me, there's a lot more, but
Right.
it depends on where we're at with total cost.
Sure. Let me just work this up for you. So with the let's see, the scroll cases, that's be 5 copper apiece. The box, I believe I'm doing those for around 2 copper. We've got the cart at 15. The lead, you're probably lead's a little more. Be looking at about a gold for the full amount that you need. Then with the 2 ingots of the iron, we'd be looking at what was it, 3 silver per, so 6 silver for the iron.
How much was that for the lead?
Lead's gonna be 1 gold for
All of
what I
Well,
think
yeah.
is what you're,
Alright.
yeah, rough estimate. Once
Right.
you go select the box, we'll make sure, but we'll call it 16.
That leaves a lot.
16 gold, 6 silver, 7 silver with the 2 scroll cases, and 2 copper.
Okay. Well, if there's more that you need that you think we can grab here.
Before my needs, I did have an idea. You tell me if it's possible.
Okay.
Outfitting the cart with some sort of mobile forge, so it's not quite such a process next time you need to do any crafting.
Okay.
Is that something?
Yeah, something that we could definitely figure out.
I'm sorry, a mobile forge.
Well, you know, for metal crafting on the go, as it's common, I assume.
It isn't, but if you say so.
For me.
Right.
All right. I can't say I've got anything that would befit of a mobile forge. I've got, I mean, heck, even there's the blacksmith in town has a whole back section that's just their one forge.
Right.
But yeah, as far as setting up a mobile to go, that's above me.
All right. Well, maybe we pay the blacksmith a visit.
Okay. We can figure that out. Maybe grab some flint while we're here.
Sure. So, flint and steel, we'd be looking at, I'll let, 3 silver.
Cool.
All right. And then, I guess that just leaves, do you have some nice parchment and perhaps various components and rare ingredients or?
Well, I got parchment.
Um,
What sort of components and ingredients are we talking here?
Oh, any and all sorts. Herbs, baguano.
So I've got some herbs. Don't have any bag guano.
All right. Well, I'll take a look at what you have and maybe piece something together.
Sure, I've got the dried herbs hanging over here on, and he points over, and you can see to the right of the counter, combination of the trail rations that you've picked up before, some dried meats, but then hanging from the rafters in little bundles are a collection of herbs. Immediately, you don't really recognize, and they're not really labeled.
Sure.
Anything suit your fancy? What are we cooking?
Well, Finn would know. I don't know, but do I see anything that would serve as spell components?
For what sort of spells are you looking for?
For like abjuration, perhaps, or whatever the other scrolls that we picked up from Sada.
So
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I'm looking for like
Blur.
a component pouch full of.
gotcha.
Basically, yeah.
You kind of get the suspicion that based on what's available, it is very much a he's got what he's got. He's picked a lot of it up from folks or invested and had stuff brought in. Not a lot of high-end stuff, but more of this is stuff to keep people alive and surviving and necessities, but not really any sort of magic shop.
Right. Well, perhaps I'll come back. I need to do some consulting anyway. Now, Brody, you are always the first stop that we make when we need anything. Of course, you know this, and we will continue to be loyal customers, I'm sure. But are there any other shops in town that we might check out for the items you don't have?
Again, it all depends on what you want. If you're looking for fresh food, we got the baker.
Right,
There's the
right.
butcher. Not any of those in town.
I saw that over there.
No
I
candy.
could feel it from.
We're innocent.
We've got the blacksmith as well. They'd, if you're looking for, anything of the more stabby or slashy variety. But as far as just your traditional housewares, things that you need, I'm pretty much the shop here in town.
Right. Any rare item shops, antiquities, or...
No.
Yeah, I knew that
Nothing.
was a silly question. But
We are anything like that. People bring back on trips from upriver
Right.
or downriver.
Right.
Got it.
Well, that's all right.
Okay. Well, we'll grab what we can for now.
I think so. Did anybody else want anything? Did they mention?
No, not that I remember.
How much is
But not a barge right now.
May I take a look at your paper or your parchment before?
By all means. He reaches down and pulls out a stack that seems to be tied together with twine. It's fairly thick and just onto the counter.
And the pricing on?
Oh, it depends on how much you want.
What if I said that whole stack?
Why? I'll cut you a deal then. Parchment, we're looking at. You're looking at a silver sheet. Out there, I think I've got 25 in there, so 25 silver. Tell you what, buy the whole thing. I'll do it for 22.
You can have the 25, Brody, because you are a good salesman and
You are a good customer.
great. Well, we'll take it and then
Great.
everything else
Yeah.
and
We'll load it all
load
in
it in
that
the
cart.
Perfect.
Fantastic. Well, it's all yours. Are you taking the cart with you?
I assume
Yeah.
so. Yes. Yeah.
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 Alrighty. Well, you know the one. I trust you. If I see you walking away with two, we'll have some words. But
That would be difficult.
Yeah.
I think. I don't think I could.
Cool. Yeah, I'll go grab it and wait outside.
well, thank you much. And
Thank
here
you.
you are. And he ties everything up in a burlap bundle. That is for you.
All right. And then remind me the total for
Sure,
all plus the 25
so
sheets
it's-
of parchment.
Yeah.
With the parchment, 18 gold, 8 silver, 2 copper, or 8 silver and 7 copper.
Not bad.
Do just it was 7 silver, 2 copper.
8 silver.
2 copper.
We'll just do 9 silver.
Plus, then the tax of.
Right. For the bag.
Right.
Well, if you need anything else, I'll be here, and you're always welcome in Brody's.
We'll be back, I'm sure.
Thank
ready?
you.
And with that, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Go grab the cart and fasten
The
Chauncey
Yeah, with
to
the
it.
same sort of makeshift bridle that you've done for Chauncey now repeatedly. You're able to hook Chauncey up to the cart. It's not as perfectly level as it would be, say, with a horse, but it certainly works.
Right. I'll pat him on the head. We'll load everything on the cart.
Seems silly we were so fixated on horses before. This is just perfect.
I know.
Seems obvious, but
It works.
let's make this cart special together.
Absolutely.
I have a good feeling. Should we go find our friends?
Yeah, let's go back.
It's a weird word. Feels weird coming out of my mouth.
You know, I'm proud of you. You did the right thing with them. So
Well, thank you, Andy, and I'm trying, and
I know.
well, this gift, the money, the tea mostly, and the letter. Perhaps I just needed to redefine my definition of friend a bit sooner. There might be a lot of redefining I have to do about my expectations. So thank you for helping.
Of course.
Let's friends teach each other, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. I want you to teach me about Chauncey.
Oh, that's yeah. We can do that. You know, you drew out the blueprints for that steam engine.
Oh, I think they're quite crude, but
I'm sure I can sit down with you and explain how Chauncey got put together.
did you take a look at Sada's blueprint yet? I'm quite curious what that is.
No.
Oh, I'm excited.
Okay, we'll sit down with it.
All right. All right. Oh, now I want to go sit down inside.
Okay.
Let's go.
A short journey later, you find yourself and Chauncey pulling the cart up to the front of the Knight's Rest.
I was gonna say, is there a place to leave the cart
Uh,
overnight?
In front of the Knight's Rest, there is a not so much like a horse hitching post, but there is a section where
Okay.
carts and carriages
Okay.
seem to be set aside,
Okay,
almost like a little parking aside.
Great.
It has been empty this entire time that you've ever seen it, but now that you are looking, there's very clearly a place where you can leave a cart.
There's
Okay,
a bored
cool.
kid, ye olde valet.
We'll bring in all the stuff, but leave the
Right,
cart
yeah.
there.
Seems wise to take the valuables.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
All right. It was around this time that as you come back in with the belongings, the three of you see your friends unloading a cart at the front of the Knight's Rest.
Oh shit.
Oh! I think that's going to require a barge. Right? That's the bigger boat you said we did not need.
Yeah.
You got the cart!
We did. Andy's cart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the one that you
nice.
fixed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
I figured it would be nice to have, as I realized that we used the metal
We did.
for
Right.
So, you know.
Oh no. Oh, right.
Transportation is important.
It is. It is. How far of a run is it to Marius's from the night's rest?
It would be a jog, but you could easily make it the whole way.
But how long of a jog?
I'll be right back.
But how long of a jog is it going to be?
You know, I didn't do my cardio this morning because we had to go to jail.
And
So it'll be 5 minutes tops.
I did mine.
I don't know that, but I think that's funny.
Oh, yeah. So we don't have to take time
Bolt
for
and
this,
run.
but I will hop into a sprint, full proper runner's form. Head over to Marius, be like,
All right.
actually, we do need a barge. So sorry.
Like, what?
See you in the
Oh,
morning. I've got it. So sorry.
Wait, that might take some time.
What time?
I'm getting the barge ready. Afternoon tomorrow.
Great.
How
Great.
soon do you need?
We'll sleep in. We're just heading across the river with a cart. We do have a cart.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
This is why. Good to know. All right.
Thank you. Thank
Uh,
you.
I will see you. I'll meet you here.
You are the best. Thank you.
You are winded.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. We're good. Tomorrow afternoon.
Oh,
Okay.
Just, you know,
Let's just kind of set
set up
outside.
time.
Yeah.
I am
In the front.
sorry for the miscommunication.
No, it's okay.
there's no miscommunication. We just, well,
Yeah.
having to come along some of money unexpectedly. We didn't spend nearly all of it. There's quite a bit more if any of you need anything, but, seems Astra received a little reminder from back home that maybe wasn't as alone as I thought I'd been all along. Or at least for the last couple of years.
Mysterious benefactor?
Oh no, just a,
Not mysterious.
yeah, benefactor, that's the wrong word. Mentor, counselor, friend, I suppose, if that fits the new definition for me.
It fits the definition. He called you friend.
It's something strange though, because all of my friends have always been 50 or more years older than me, it appears. Because he's, well, not my age, that's for sure. Assuming, I don't want to assume Andy.
Oh. I mean, I'm young, I guess, comparatively. But I also, my kind don't live as long as you do, so...
As long as we do.
Yeah, the three of you. And not really as long as you guys do either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, based on my track record, 20 would be a great place to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm 15.
Oh.
But, you know, things
Yeah.
progress faster.
You grow up already? Wow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's around young adult age.
Finn just has a big, dumb smile.
I know, now I'm the youngest.
Can I hug you, Andy?
Yes?
I throw myself
Why am I
around
being
her.
hugged?
You're the first person ever close to my age I've seen eye to eye with,
Oh.
ever.
Yay! I don't know. I'm very wee.
I mean, you're very capable. I don't...
Thanks.
Yeah. Age is just a weird
No,
thing.
I know. It doesn't really matter why, which is why I never really brought it up.
I just
but-
find it fascinating because you're the first person I've met like you. That's all.
Yeah. I mean, same. Well, like you, Dorothy.
I mean, there can only be one.
You are very uniquely you. And I love that about
Oh,
you.
well, that's nice. Glad all of you seem to find it endearing.
We do.
There's
Some
no,
people do, some
no
people
Duathi's back home at all.
Mm-mm.
No, just this one.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we have some stew and
Oh, please.
prep?
Ooh,
Yeah.
ooh, ooh.
What? Oh, your tea.
Would you like to try some not local tea for a change?
Ooh, I always like to try new tea.
It's
I have no objection.
based on the smell, it should be very good.
Ooh.
We'll ask for maybe just a pot of hot water.
Oh yes,
A faraway tea.
Sarah's Mena, in fact.
He's been
Well, assuming
he's been very excited about this tea since it came in.
I haven't been fully awake since I got here.
Mm,
Although that just may be the exertion, so
we've been doing a lot.
Just a lot of emergencies. It's fine.
yeah.
So we can maybe take a breath, recoup, head out
Yes.
tomorrow to the spider fields and then to the
Aw.
cave. Spider forest, really.
Yeah.
How about we just say to the cave now?
Cool. Let's
I'm just trying to be proactive.
be prepared for
Yeah.
spiders
Maybe I can
everywhere.
pretend to be a spider and then I can go, no spiders, not here.
I like this idea.
You know, it's worth a
I
try.
kind of want to try being a spider and being like, I am a spider.
You would be our
Do not
liaison.
bother me."
Can you be one of the big ones?
Spider.
Yeah.
Maybe you can lead them.
Where?
Away.
Far away from
Everywhere.
us.
I just learned we've been following each other.
Oh,
That's
right.
true.
Where?
In circles?
Here.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
We might be following you now.
It's
Sorry.
fine. Don't
for-
be sorry.
I would like very much to go to Sarah's Manor.
Okay.
I think we can. I hope we can make that happen.
Look, you're all welcome to come with us.
The boat that is coming in, it is called the Lac Jumper. And
Oh.
the Lac Jumper is going to be in town for 3 days. And then it is going to be going back to Venture and then past it.
Oh, cool.
So if we want to, they take passengers.
All right.
Great.
So we could get on the boat.
According to Marius, the most direct route would be for us to return to Sarah's Manor would be to take passage to Venture and then from there proceed.
Okay. Sounds great.
Though we have some time to ourselves to take care of any loose ends or anything of the nature, so we'll keep that in mind as we continue the rest of our time here.
Yeah. Are we planning on bringing a whole body with us to Venture?
So
boat?
that's what I'm trying to think. Okay, above board, I had an idea,
Ooh.
but so my infusions. I know I'm able to switch them sometimes. Is it after a long rest or is it when okay. So I can replicate magic items.
You can.
If I can make a bag of holding, would that be able to hold one of those guys?
Do we need a cart?
No,
We
but
do
we
need a
do
cart.
in general.
Let me see here.
It's
With your knowledge of
so
bags
like
of holding,
400 pounds or something like that.
and specifically the size of getting one in,
Right.
you don't think you could get a body into
Okay.
a bag of holding unless you were to make one specifically with an opening large enough to engulf a body.
Not
Double
like
bag of holding.
not a human, but the like robot
bag.
bodies.
Yeah, so they're
okay.
a similar size to
Okay.
humans.
Oh, so they're large. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If I broke it up into pieces.
Probably could.
Okay. Oh
we don't need a
god.
whole body.
I'm just gonna
We have a
butcher
notebook
up.
with sketches.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have an idea. I'm able to make some magical items. So it's possible for me to make a bag that looks small but could fit one of those bodies, but maybe not all together. We would maybe have to take it apart.
Now, really quickly,
Yeah.
do you currently know the infusion of creating a bag of holding? Because you only know so many infusions, and when you level up, you can change what infusions you
Oh, it's
know.
when I level up that I can
that you can change what they are.
So that's what I was trying to ask
So you
before.
can, of the infusions that you know, you can change those at short rests of
Oh, okay.
what you've placed on an item. But learning new infusions and
Got
changing the
it,
ones
got
that
it,
you
got
know,
it, got it,
that
got it,
one
got it,
is
got it,
is
got
a.
Okay, so that was a lie.
Um,
Everything that I just said.
well, it's
Like a
true,
civic?
just not
No,
able to
just
be done
not
at this
yet.
exact time.
Future
Okay,
goals.
yeah. In the future, I could do something like that, but in the meantime, yes, it seems like we would maybe need to carry one of those around or pieces of it, and we could
Okay.
figure that out.
I can stop it from getting gross.
Yeah,
Uh,
we could at least do that.
so there's that. It's just a matter of if someone's going to be like, "What is this third body?"
Precisely. I think that is the concern
That's-
that I can share.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Now that you pointed out,
Because they're pretty freakish looking in nature.
well, and Sada asked, they noticed we brought a heavy cot in with something draped over it, so
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
We'll draw
Fieri-
attention
Captain
either way.
Fieri asked about it when
What
they
are-
brought it by.
I mean, I know that I'm just there looking for more answers and hopefully eradicating anything else that could be there. Do we need a whole body to bring back, or can we get the spines and some other?
I feel like
Defining
we can get
features.
some other things and they'll do. We got a couple canisters that we could fit.
Maybe we
more
can
quills
That might be
and-
enough.
harvest its.
Some of the bits.
yeah,
Because
specific
then it would
cots.
be like with the notes that Dr. Sada took, they were fairly.
That's true. We
Detailed,
have
so-
we have that at least. So we don't necessarily need to bring a whole body, but if there's parts that
would
we
be-
feel like we could carry without being suspicious.
Yeah.
It'd be preferred to deliver an entire specimen, but if we're already chopping it up into parts, the value is diminished anyway, so
When we need
Yeah.
to,
might as well take the bits that are interesting and
Yeah.
when we're traveling, I'm assuming with the
with the
thing.
Yeah. The other thing.
Mm-hmm.
the special prize inside.
Yeah, so we don't
Right.
want to draw ourselves too
Abs-
much attention.
absolutely.
Well, and
Discretion.
yeah, we
The price inside the cracker.
we got materials. We got a box and some
Good.
lead that we could line it with.
Oh, Scott, I forgot to ask him Brody's, but if there was a selection of various boxes that were the size I needed, I would have picked the the most bland looking one.
Sure,
Like
they
the
were
most
all
boring.
fairly bland.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I figured, but
Bland Brodies.
The box looks fairly inconspicuous, so I feel like that won't be
Great.
suspicious unless someone really looks into it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah.
So let's see what we can find tomorrow, and
Might I suggest we consider an itinerary? Because
Ooh.
we need to handle and secure the cave.
Right.
We also need to retrieve said crackerjack box, which begs the question, and I want to address this now, then out there, of the smoking bottle in the woods. Is there any interest in pursuing that encounter? Because while it did rattle me to the core, it doesn't seem to be providing any immediate need for attention.
I'm
No.
curious as well, but I am inclined to agree.
So I don't want to leave here without us at least addressing our feelings about that.
Dorothy, I know you were intrigued about going back.
Sort of, but also I know that if it's... Mostly I wanted to ask around and see if that meant anything to anybody and see if maybe it was a part of whatever is happening here, but
Right.
the more that we talk to everyone here, the more I get the impression that maybe it is just a sad thing that was out where we were.
Yeah. I feel like with the time that we have, we kind of have to make the most of it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. If it was easier to access, maybe, but
Right.
Because it's going to be a couple days' journey to and from the cave.
Precisely.
it's a day. It's about a day there and back, right? So, yeah, and it's only about a few hours to get to the bar. So, no, I don't think it's going to happen.
Okay.
But that is okay.
We'll see where we are. How
And
about that? And we
That's
can.
true. If it is there, then it
discuss
is
it.
there. But also, we warned Captain Fieri, and she knows.
Right.
And so, there you go.
Okay.
We can't take all the world's problems on our shoulders.
No, absolutely.
As
not.
much as I think everyone here would like to.
Wouldn't mind taking that Kymordian ale with us. It seems quite the find.
Well,
We've already evaded making any enemies on our way out of town. Are you sure? You want to try that? Or you mean the...
The stuff in the...
Oh, we have some. That's right. Yeah. I thought you meant his.
No. No. I simply do not want to
Be a
see.
risky
A
move.
flipping
there.
heist on the overseer for some ale.
On our way out, let's rob the guy.
Yeah.
Well, I did need a
not?
pearl that Brody didn't have. I'm
He's,
sure he does.
Now we're playing Skyrim.
yeah.
Wait, where are the candles? We can go back tomorrow.
I've heard if you just put a bucket over a over their head, they just
They'll have no idea what's going on.
I think that was just a
It was just the
Children's
wind, after
game.
all.
Yeah.
they definitely did it to me quite a bit growing up.
Yeah.
You humans are so strange with your rituals. Never heard of this before.
You've never had your things stolen when you were told to sit in a corner with a bucket over your head?
No.
Oh,
Oh, well,
Finn.
it only happens once if you do.
Oh, sweet Finn.
Oh, it's learned to distrust others very early, Andy. Very early.
Well,
Was that other
Yes.
children? Because you didn't have any brothers and sisters, right? You said?
Right.
Or
yes.
siblings?
It's kind of the same with siblings.
Yeah,
yes,
that does sound something
not
like what
family.
we would
Yeah.
have done.
I was,
I was
forced.
I was a little bit more on the doing end of that than the receiving.
You know,
end
that
of
doesn't
all
surprise me, Dorothy, but I bet you were kinder.
I usually meant it well.
oh, siblings.
My point being, the Crackerjacks should be well guarded.
It would be wasteful.
It's a treasure. It's an antique. It's wonderful.
I'm worried that if we are caught with them,
We'll
That would
see
be-
what we can fit in the bucket.
Yeah. I think that'll, be something that we can approach when we get there.
Precisely.
Just thoughts, since we're planning everything.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get the sense that reinforcing this box with lead is something that I have the tools for,
Sure.
but if the blacksmith would let me use his forge, would that be a lot easier?
Obviously, having a forge would be much
Right.
easier to do this.
Yeah.
But you do think with the tools that you have on hand,
I can make
and
it happen.
specifically lead is easier
Right.
to melt down than
Right.
certain metals.
Okay.
You could probably rig something up similar to what
Yeah.
you did for the jewelers.
Right. So if we built like a campfire, I could possibly do it.
You
over the
definitely would need to
campfire.
work to get the heat up quite a
Right.
bit.
Right.
It may not look pretty, but it might get the job done.
Okay. Cool. Just wondering before we left.
How long do you think the box would take? Because we have to take that into consideration.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know how long would it take.
I could do that over the course of a short rest.
Okay. Yeah, I think if we just took a little rest, maybe when we set up camp before we go to bed, I could, or I don't know, maybe in a half day or something.
I mean, we have plenty of
Get it
time
done.
until
In
we
the
leave
morning.
tomorrow.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, I could either build something myself, like we did with the bones, or I could check in with the blacksmith here and see if he'll let me
What time of day is it?
use.
You're looking at late afternoon. It's not quite evening yet. It has been a long day, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe I'll wake up early and see if so who are we inside? What's happening?
Oh, yeah,
still at the
thank
front,
you.
actually around this time.
Are we loitering in the parking
We're
lot?
you are.
Oh,
Oh,
no!
no.
Cool new cart.
Those guys in the parking lot of
Just
like
kicking the
Denny's or
tires.
something.
Yeah.
It's at this time that a small figure says,
Oh, the
excuse me,
Dauber."
pardon me. Hello, everyone. Pardon me, just walking through, and little Dauber is making his way. Just trying to get to work, don't mind me.
Hey!
See you all. I'll see you in a second. I'm
Dauber.
running just a little behind, and it's fine.
Okay.
And steps inside.
Okay, I'll once Dovern gets all set up, I don't want to bother
door-
him
the door
while
has
he's
now shut
rushing
behind.
towards.
Yeah. So
I
rude.
just want to ask him what time the blacksmith usually opens, so I can get there at the right
We
time.
could go inside and get some food.
Yeah, let's get some food.
We should
I
get
think
some
we
lunch.
lost track of time as we were just standing out here.
Teenagers, am I right?
Aw.
Speak for yourself. I'm 250 years old.
But young at heart, Aaron.
Oh, my knees don't function as best as they can, to be honest.
Wow, 250. Okay.
I'm getting some stew.
Let's get some stew, and we'll get some hot water for the tea.
Oh, yes, yes. It will be better with, like, piping hot boiled water
Yes.
from a kettle than my trick.
Let's grab a table. Come on.
Great.
All right. So as you step inside, the door opens. You see Astra behind the counter. She's looking down, and you just hear from beneath the counter, "I'll be right there, just a second." And
Take your time. We're literally fine.
At which point Astra looks over, nods to you all, and makes
Have
her
a
way
good
out the
night,
front.
Astra.
Have a good one. Enjoy. Sleep well. Or
Please give your cat some scritches for me.
I will.
Thank you.
And that she leaves, and you see popping up behind the counter. Hello, good early evening. Good to see you all. I believe Acer is just telling me your rooms are ready.
Oh, great.
Can I get you anything before we, there's still plenty of time left in the day? Are we just relaxing? What's going on?
I think 5 portions of stew would be needed.
5 stews coming up?
Absolutely.
And Finn would like 1 pot of piping hot boiling water from a kettle.
One
That's
pot
right.
of piping hot boiling water. Coming up.
Yeah.
Good job, Timothy.
I brought my own this time. Tea.
Oh, wonderful.
Would you like to try some?
I appreciate the offer. I'm, maybe after I get settled in, just, you know.
Cool. And then I just had a quick question.
Of course.
What time does the blacksmith usually open in the morning?
Usually around the time he gets up, I imagine. It's not. I don't really keep up to date on that one.
Okay. You know what? I'll just get up and go over, and if he's open, he's open.
Of course. Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. Well, I will get right to it. Don't mind me. I'm popping in the kitchen. Don't take anything. Be right back. And he
Okay.
heads into the bed.
I was not planning on it,
Weird.
but now it is
Now
in the
I
brain.
want to take things.
I heard that.
Now I am thinking about it.
We'll go grab a table.
down here this time, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we have no reason to be
There's nothing
secretive
particularly
upstairs.
that I think we're talking about that, is private.
While you were procuring items from Brody's, the three of us were ruminating on the future, and
Oh.
well, I see your keen mind there. No, we were discovering that our paths potentially lead us all back to Melos Manor. So once we are able to secure everything we need here and continue to venture, how would you two feel about making the trek back to the Atagog?
Well, we are required to do so,
Yeah.
pretty much. So,
And it would be much more entertaining to do it with you all.
it's
So-
probably safer.
Yeah.
Definitely better to travel in numbers, though I think it is blatantly obvious none of us have experience making that journey over foot.
I mean,
You do.
me, I have been walking this
Okay.
this entire time.
You think you could guide us back?
Within reason, yeah, to the
Okay.
safer parts of the road.
Because it occurs to me that maybe once we reach Venture, we might need to hire somebody who has made the journey, or seek out somebody to guide us that way.
Maybe in Venture, I mean, I would assume that they're in contact with Melos Manor. Maybe they have more information on what is the best way these
Yeah,
days. 'cause
some
I know
sort of.
You said it has been a long time.
Well, I haven't been back to Melos Manor, but I started my journey from home at this point 5-6 weeks ago.
Oh!
No, because we were there for a month. So it's been like 2 months.
Oh.
It takes a few weeks
Mm-hmm.
to get there, but
Right.
once we get to Venture, maybe we can get a better
Right. and
direction.
The
Yeah.
time doesn't intimidate me. It's the pure wilderness of it all.
It's fine. There's safer places to go than others. I made it.
Okay.
So,
Any highway robbers to be aware of?
just this one. Yeah. No.
Okay.
Made it to Upstrom fairly unscathed. So,
All right.
would I have remembered anything like noteworthy
Of getting to Upstrom from
home and then from Melos Manor to home?
Nothing really. From Melos Manor to home, that was a long while ago.
Yes.
And there was the landscape has changed drastically.
Yeah, figured. I'm sure we'll be fine. We're very capable. Not a lot of people travel that way.
Okay.
All right, 5 stews coming up and a thing of water. Here you are, and just racking it up to the tab, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yes, please.
All right, seems to be good. Enjoy. If you need anything, let me know. And, yeah.
Dalvern,
Yes.
before you came to River's Meet,
Mm-hmm.
where do you hail from originally?
Well, actually, born and raised Rivers Meat.
Oh!
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Cool.
Wow.
Local.
That's awesome.
It was, I've been here since the beginning of Rivers Meat, is, I think, a better way of saying that. Yeah, this is my home. We're all from somewhere, but this is it.
I see.
Love that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Has it come a long way since you first joined?
Well, when I first joined, there was literally nothing here, so yeah, it's come a very long way.
Well, hard to imagine.
Yeah. Harder to remember.
Thank you,
Yes,
Dalvern.
thank you.
Of course. But yeah, if I'll just be here doing my job.
Great.
And he walks back over towards behind the counter.
He's pretty good at his job.
Take my mug and put it in front of me. Is there going to be tea now?
Oh, with the kettle, or however the water was delivered.
Yeah,
did that come
so
with a
in
little,
addition to the 5 stews, there seems to be a single kettle with steam piping from it, an additional 5 small cups of water.
And when the local's been brewed in it before, was there like a tea bag or like a?
Yeah, it's just tea bags that have been left inside of it.
So carefully just spoon out just a little bit of just enough into the bags and
long do we have to wait?
Well, how strong would you like it? Maybe take a sip after a minute or a minute and a half, and I prefer mine at like 3 or 4,
Okay.
depending.
I'll try both.
All right. I pour the hot water.
All right. Enjoying your meal for the evening, eventually getting to the tea. It is soft. It is a nice, softened black tea, but there are ever so gentle hints of maybe a little bit of mint and another fruit, but you aren't quite able to pinpoint what it is.
Is it one I recognize, like this blend?
This was Jovik's go-to order.
You see my face just like kind of soften, and I just like kind of sit back and breathe in the steam.
It is a good memory.
It's delicious tea. Thanks for sharing.
Well, couldn't think of anybody better to share it with, at least not so far out here. And only one back home.
All right. So as you enjoy the rest of this, you still have plenty of time left to this day before the evening comes about. What is it that you're looking to do? What are the plans?
I believe that is sort of, what
I think,
exactly we're deciding.
Andy, Finn, the three of us should confer about this schematic that we've discovered.
Yes.
And maybe you and I might need to confer about our studies. I think it pertinent that I think I have some of my mother's spells available that you could definitely utilize. So
I was thinking along similar lines, although I need quite a bit of experimental components to crack it.
still, hey.
Well, depends on what we're trying to do here, but when you cast your spells, do you use components? Do you need additional tools or ingredients?
No, everything is channeled through my pendant that I wear.
Oh. Right, everything is channeled through my book.
I see.
But my method, well, I haven't tried it yet, but it's a little different than most who cast out of a book, seemingly similar to yours. But see, it only takes me very little time to transfer the spell into the book and to discover, well, the book kind of burns through a lot of options very quickly to figure out what we need. But once it's in there, it's in there.
Well, I might need to confer tonight, and I can probably come to you in the morning with a few things that do not require any sort of materials to utilize.
All right.
So, but I shall need to study first. So,
Sure. We could try, of
Sure,
course. I did buy plenty of parchment if you need any.
oh,
I mean, I burned through this stuff like mad, but I can definitely spare some.
I would appreciate it. Yes, it's going to take me most of the evening, so let's dedicate some time to really get it right.
All right.
But-
Unfortunately, the pearl I wanted was not, Brody didn't have anything of the sort, so.
And the pearl was to help you with the cracker track?
Right. Oh, that's a good term. Until we figure out what it is. The pearl was to determine what the crackerjack might be to do, or something at least more than what we know.
Well, the lock jumper is delivering goods and people. Perhaps once it arrives and new persons flood the town with new excitement, you might be able to find a line there.
Also, it's from what I've heard of Venture, it's much more likely we find a lot more of the things we need there. So it
That's
can wait.
Strong
That's right,
possibility.
it's bigger.
Right. Well, I have a lot of reading to do in Sada's notebook.
Yeah, and I'm
And-
happy to look over those blueprints or schematics.
It's
or...
a matter of me simply handing off the job to you. I don't need to
Okay.
be here for anything. I'm more than happy to let you work your wonders and
Okay.
perfect it.
And Aaron, remind me what the other 2 items you were looking at?
I only have a scroll that I can recover. It's seems to be some sort of additional spell that I'm not familiar with, though. It seems doable with some practice. I'm nervous to fully utilize its capability here and now.
I'm pretty well versed at the theory behind the notation, so perhaps I can study and see if I get a hint of what it might be.
Sure. And
I don't want to use it though. Typically, when it's on a scroll like this and not bound, it's one-time use.
yes, that is
Rather
something
copy.
familiar with. Though I do wonder, since the blueprint itself shares similar notations, it's forgive me, this is far-fetched, but it seems likely to me that Soda was working on somehow combining the 2 together. This is why I need your help, Andy. If you could look into it, I think it might be something that you could perfect.
Okay.
Think about it. Just experiment. So
Yeah, I'm happy to take a look and see what I can glean from it.
It would make sense. All power did come from objects. Is that like what you do, Andy?
Kind of.
Well, we can put our heads together. If you need any help, I'm here. Otherwise, I'll be reading and studying, I think.
Okay.
Would you like to join our little study group?
I mean, are you going to be using Sada's notebook?
If I start with looking at the scrolls, no.
'Cause I just
But-
want to study the anatomy of these creatures a little bit more in depth.
Sure.
I
The more
don't
we
mind
know.
joining you. I would likely just sort of be watching you, though. I don't think there's anything I could do that would be of any particular assistance with the sort of things you were talking about. You just said a lot of nouns.
That's okay, but if we're all kind of looking over things, we might as well do it together so we can share the information as we figure it out.
Sure.
Well, as I've discovered recently, at least, a singular perspective is less valuable than more than one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay. Do we want to do that in one of the rooms upstairs?
Some of the stuff we're looking at is
probably.
Yeah,
A
probably.
little more private?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to
Finish up my stew.
spread out, anyways.
So as you all head upstairs to begin looking over the pages that you have found, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you in a moment. Welcome back, everyone. Hope that you enjoyed your break. We're going to dive right back into today's session. So, spending the rest of the evening into the night studying over the documents that you had found from Dr. Sada's and the knowledge that you had collected on these creatures. If Andy, you were the main one researching over the spell scroll, was it?
Yeah, the like schematic.
The blueprint.
Yeah, the blueprint.
And I would
that
like
was in
to hand over the scroll that I had been keeping so that the wizard and the artificer could see if they can be combined into one item.
Got you.
So I'll do that.
Why don't you go ahead and give me an investigation check, and you go ahead and give me an Arcana check, Finn.
Got it.
During this time, I can, looking over the journal to study the anatomy sketches that Dr. Sada had done, go ahead and give me a medicine. Yeah, let's have it be a medicine check.
That would be my preference. That's a 13.
All right, so taking the time looking over this book, it is rough in that it's not incredibly detailed work on this. Of all of the sketches in the book, this was the fastest and clearly the sloppiest.
Okay.
But you don't discern any vital information, but you do become a lot more familiar with this creature.
Okay.
So just mark down a spark of understanding. What are our rules here?
Bad.
No?
That's an 8.
An 8.
And a 12.
An 8 and a 12. Andy, looking over these blueprints, clearly, in order to create a device, you can't fully make heads or tails of the process and how it would work. You also don't recognize it as anything that you had seen on Dr. Sada. From your understanding of magic and how it relates to technology, you do get from this blueprint that it is something to essentially obfuscate a person. That's all that you've got.
Okay.
Finn, with a, what did you say it was?
12.
A 12. The scroll in connection to this item, the blur spell being a spell that focuses on unfocusing a being. You get the idea. Very similarly, something used to obfuscate, and with that connection to this object, you're not sure if the blueprints were based off of the scroll or if the scroll was to be infused. But you do also know that there was a second used scroll of invisibility that had been found along with these. You know they connect, but you are not sure if which came first, the scroll or the blueprint.
And the used scroll didn't have enough information left on it to like understand what it was, or to copy it.
It was
or-
invisibility.
Okay.
You wouldn't be able to use it to copy it into your
Right.
spell book.
Right.
But you can tell with the fragments that are left is it was a scroll with invisibility.
Okay. After our solo discoveries, I think we would have probably put our heads together to try
Yeah.
to see if they match up, right? And
Right. Yeah, see if they're... if you need one for the other, I guess.
right. Yes. This seems to be something to blur body, defocus it like a seeing through the heat of a fire.
Right.
How do you put your magic in? Is it?
So that's... I mean, this isn't really something that I've seen before, but I know that the device is used to do that. So...
Store the magic.
Yeah, basically. Or implement the magic in a way.
Sounds very similar to my book, in fact, but I think
Yeah.
very different too.
Yeah.
Well, we can try to make it. Does it have a list of parts?
Does it have a list of parts?
Not really. It seems that most of it was written in a shorthand, so clearly understandable by the person who designed it.
Right. but
You suspect that with this, ultimately, this would give you the ability or excuse to learn the invisibility spell yourself farther down the line. But there's really nothing that you can do with this as it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, at the moment, it's more or less useless to us.
Well, so is this other one. It's clearly invisibility, but I can't use it. So that just leaves this this one, which seems useful, but I can't do anything with it yet either. Pretty sure it's not the same, but
Yeah.
maybe we can come back to this and
Yeah, I think it's useful to keep with us, but not really useful in the moment.
All right. I could try to take a look at the shorthand there and build a kind of a glossary.
Sure. Yeah, if you think you can kind of
I can
learn
try.
anything more from it, please feel free.
Pal might be able to help.
Yeah.
Certainly understands mine somehow.
Yeah.
I didn't
mean,
teach it.
Why not?
Yeah. That's what I would do next then, is
Yeah.
like spend time looking at the blueprint, not to figure out how the blueprint works, but to try to piece together the parts of the shorthand that I...
This would definitely be something that would take place over a much longer period
Right,
of time. You
sure.
first have to decode. You don't even have an understanding where this shorthand starts from.
Cool.
So you can work on it, but as it stands right now, there's nothing you can really copy from it.
I'll probably spend an hour and then like get a little frustrated.
Yeah, anytime you want to work on it, let me know. We'll have you do some checks.
And just from memory, did I notice any of the same or similar shorthand in Sada's journal?
Not that you recall. There seems to be a different sort of shorthand that was used for construction versus anatomy.
Got it. As we discover all this, I would kind of explain to Dawathi as well.
Oh,
Yeah. Then I honestly might go with Aiken and kind of look at the anatomy of these creatures because I'm rather fascinated with what makes them tick.
Well, at this point, with your studying, we're well into the evening, and you're...
I mean, I will say, as far as that spell goes, that you think that she used to make herself disappear, right?
It definitely would
makes her invisible?
add up.
It's just very fascinating to me, all this different marking on how to do it. I know how to do that.
You know how to do that? Could you write down how you do that? No, it's okay. I think our magic might work in different ways.
I think so. That's more about me concentrating on myself and where I am in space, and then I think really hard about my body and about the darkness, and then I am invisible. But it is sort of interesting to see it written down.
So your magic, it does require purpose and emotion.
This one does, yeah.
Jotting all this down.
Some of it requires study, and some of it was more personal and innate, and that one is more personal.
I think we have that in common, because no matter how hard I study something, it doesn't mean I can just do it. I too have to find the emotion, the right resonance, and the right energy from inside myself to then make it pop out of the page. See, we have more in common and no more in common than we thought.
I love it. I will learn so many things going on this way. And all the way we will learn more, hopefully, in Sarah's Manor. It will be great.
There's so much to learn there.
That's my plan.
All right. Unless there's anything else any of you would like to do before the rest of the evening.
I think there's one thing I'd like to do.
Mm-hmm.
This whole time I've been kind of just observing the crew, at their books and discussing amongst yourselves and comparing notes. As soon as nightfall hits the town of Sarah's Manor, and it's clear looking out the windows that the citizens have turned in for the night as soon as the hubbub of the street has calmed down. I think I would... Dorothy, would you take a nighttime stroll with me?
Sure. What for?
Just a little cramped in the room, I'll stretch my legs, and I have an inspiration I'd like to follow.
All right. Sure.
If you don't mind, folks, we'll take a little walk, since you are hard at work.
Sure. I will take the outside there. Yeah.
We'll pick up on the lesson later.
So as the two of you step outside, it is a quieter evening. There are still the occasional groups out and about, but here early into the evening, it is mostly quiet and alone.
I'm going to start by leading us back towards the docks.
Where are we going?
Walk with me. Just something Marius said about the Fairbanks earlier just is sticking in my head. When discussing the progress of its repairs, he said specifically, don't look under the hood. In a rather jovial way. However, I still suspect something about this boat. There is the looming mystery about how this war started, and I have to know if there's something going on with its repairs.
Sure.
So I'd like to return to the docks and first of all just take an assessment of, again, is there anybody keeping guard? Is there anybody watching
So as
the
you
docks?
come up to
at
the
moment?
as you come up to the docks area, there's still low light. Give me a quick perception check.
Another 16.
Looking about, there's clearly people about. It looks like there are 2 town's guard that is on a small patrol. They're not necessarily guarding the ship, but there's a moment that you see 2 of them walking through the warehouse area.
Is there any type of, I'm guessing it's tied down to the dock, but is there any type of like scaffolding or rigging that leads from the dock to the deck of the ship?
There's the boarding ramp, but there's the ship itself for the most part seems to be mostly afloat. There are still, well, from this angle it's hard to tell, but you heard Marius tell you that there's still some damage.
Sorry, and it's in the water or it's
Yeah, it's in the water.
Okay.
Yeah, it's never left the area.
Great. I
where
couldn't remember if they actually brought it into the
No,
warehouse.
they don't have anything like that.
Okay.
No kind of dry
No
dock
dry
there.
dock.
No, not
Okay.
here.
Okay. I kind of want to go on board.
Do you think that is a thing they will let us do?
I'd rather deal with that if anybody calls us out.
Okay.
I don't see any reason that we wouldn't be allowed on.
If you say so, sure. I don't want to get anybody into any sort of trouble, but alternatively, if you say it is okay to go on.
We would be skirting with disaster, potentially.
Okay. Well, I suppose, just in case there's anything that they missed,
I'm more
Don't.
curious about what's happening next.
Okay.
This is an opportunity for whoever constructed this attack to potentially continue their work.
I see what you are saying. Okay.
I could be completely wrong. It could be a wild duck chase.
Fair enough.
But I cannot sleep tonight without knowing if there's anything happening underneath the hull of the ship.
And why did you want me to come with you?
Preferably if you could keep an eye for any person who might be watching closely to make sure that nothing's happening. But I also I've not had as much up close interaction with the original spines and such, so maybe there's something natural that I would be unfamiliar with. And you seem to have a good way of identifying and communing with the natural world, and I do not. So
Fair enough.
I would appreciate aid in that.
Are you good at being quiet?
Yes, I'm not particularly clunky. I'm rather light of foot.
Okay. Well, I know I was talking about it in the room. I can be invisible if you would like.
That'd be wonderful.
Okay. I'll try and stick by you then, but just tell me when and I will become invisible.
Is anybody on the dock with us right now?
You don't see anyone.
No one's around.
You don't see
100%.
You don't.
You've gotten all the information I'm going to give you, my friend.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
And with that, I sort of ripple into shadow and darkness, and there's sort of a wave of motion, almost like a heat wave, but dark and black as I
And simultaneously,
disappear.
as she's transforming, a similar ripple is going to move over Aaron's skin as his visage becomes that of Marius. I'm going to cast this guy's self.
Okay.
Just here next to you. That is a neat trick. You cannot see it, but I am also giving you a thumbs up.
And I will start walking up the boarding plank.
All right. Getting up on top of the Fairbanks' deck. The last time you were here, oh so long ago, you have flashbacks of the battle on the deck. It's cleaner. There is no one here. Doesn't look like there's any repairs being done. You recall having gone down below yourself, I believe. The entrance to the below decks is towards the stern of the ship. Where would you like to go?
I think I'll start heading towards the door. I can't remember if it was a door or a grate or a...
Yeah, it was a door that would lead
Yeah,
down
I'll go
instead
that
of.
way.
And are you doing so stealthily, or are you
Casually.
All right.
I will do so stealthily.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Oh, invisible one.
Do I get advantage because I'm very invisible?
You do not, but I will say that anyone relying just on visuals, no, that's not going to happen.
Fair
This is
enough.
purely sound.
15.
15, very nice. As you head towards the stern of the ship, you see where the stairs lead up to the upper deck where the helm was, where the gentleman had strapped himself to it. But you go to the door that leads down below, open it up, it is unlocked. You head down into the lower deck where you recall seeing the lower cargo area. And with your vision, you are able to see looks like the lower section has been completely cleared of cargo. All of the stock that was below is now empty. It is mostly an empty interior hull, except for all the way up at the head at the bow, where you can now see the side facing away from the dock. Still has some sections of open hull that are open to the outside, but they all appear to be above the waterline now.
Okay.
You can see where fresh patches of tar have been inlaid into the hull to stop the water from continuing to pour in. Plenty of patchwork having been done. The Fairbanks has gone from being sinking to now being able to stay afloat, but definitely holes in the hull, even if water's not coming in, probably still a problem. You see the buckets of blackened along the edge that look as though they're were once filled with tar. You see tools that have been left, and you see lumber that is being possibly used for internal repairs. There are no people. It is a fully empty interior.
I'll just kind of run my hands along the side of the hull, feeling like the difference between the fresh timber and the old. I really want to take a pass around the entire front of the ship and really give the repairs an inspection. As to best of my knowledge, I don't have a lot of experience in specifically in shipbuilding, but I have worked enough odd jobs here and there to see good craftsmanship.
Absolutely. Give me an investigation check.
That is a 14.
14. Inspecting the work being done here, you, as you said, the jobs that you've worked in the past, you've seen both fine artisans at work, and you've also seen mass-produced labor at essentially both ends of the craftsman spectrum. This seems to fall somewhere in the middle, where it's very clearly lots of work being done as quickly as possible, but it doesn't seem to be losing any quality for the sake of time. At least not to any point that would be problematic. Looks like the best job being done as quickly as it can, without being overly beautiful, but without being too slow.
I would like to look around. I know that there were lots of repairs that were made, but specifically what I would like to be looking for is a point of entry or egress that these creatures maybe took. Maybe if there's still some signs of like points where the spines hit the wood, or maybe claw marks or anything like that.
Sure, just give me an intelligence check to remember back.
Okay. That's 12.
12. You recall searching the ship once before for spines, and all of the spines had been on the exterior. Nothing had ever been seen to be on the inside.
In that case, what I would like to do is go back up to the top of the boat and think about looking at the deck. If I am a person on the deck and I'm thinking about where a creature would have to be in order for me to be able to be hit, and thinking back to where we met up with where we're going to, near the cave, where we know that these creatures were. What I'm trying to think about is, did they get on the boat? Would they have been able to get me from the shore with these quills? Can they shoot further than I thought?
You recall them flinging the creatures flinging those spines a great distance. It is very clearly a ranged attack.
Okay.
As you stand up on the upper deck, where the helm is, you look over to the side where the spines had been. And you think back to your earlier days fording down the river on the logs. And that sense of being on the river, though adventurous and in many ways joyful, when you're close to shore, it's still dangerous.
I would like to then, in that case, look around at the boat and see maybe if there's anything there that's meant to be keeping people safe. I'd also like to see if there's anything, this is going to sound sort of strange, but I wonder if there's something on this boat that maybe made it targetable. And so I'd like to look down along the side and see if there's anything that's particularly makes this ship look different.
Sure. Looking down on the side of the hull, you don't have a large history with ships.
No.
But the wood looks all rather bland and uniform.
There's no bright colors or bright words.
Nothing.
Okay.
And as far as protection goes, you see there's the hull and there's the railings. no sorts of armor that has been placed. You think back to your conversations about how this is a shipping lane, and
Yeah.
As I believe I'm still underneath at this
You're
point.
down below,
So,
yes.
I recall there's a staircase coming down. I can't remember exactly in my notes if I did this last time, but I would like to just come back down to the staircase and just look for, I don't know, is there a below deck's captain's quarters or any type of storage underneath the staircase, like a hideaway hole, or again anything that might be specifically hidden from view.
absolutely. The down below is very open. You do see sections on the wall where hammocks have been hung, and very clearly they haven't been temporarily mounted. They are there. No real captain's quarters, so to speak. Yeah, the down below seems very much open to carry as much cargo as possible.
Okay. I'll walk back upstairs then. Kind of with like a sour grimace on my look on my face. I'll walk back up to the helm. I'll just kind of stare out at this city for about 15 minutes, I'd say.
I'm still invisible.
And how long does disguise self last?
Disguise self?
I think it's an hour.
Yes, 1 hour. Are the leather straps still there that we saw on the initial attack that held? Have those been replaced?
Heading back up onto the upper deck, looking at the helm, it's perfectly clear. There's it's just the wheel. There's no straps of any sorts on it.
Okay.
I wonder why he would. Also, hello, Aaron.
There you are.
I am wondering, did he know what was going to happen to him? Is that why he tied himself to the wheel?
I think staring death in the face led this individual to cause as little harm as they thought possible, and they did something very brave.
I cannot help but feel as though something was using those animals to target this ship.
That is my suspicion as well, but
Is it because of the Cracker Jack books?
I believe so. But I can't seem to piece anything else to it. I don't know, I thought maybe as the repairs to the ship were being underway, whoever is orchestrating this attack is trying to pick up and continue, though. Perhaps the ship is in limbo. Perhaps the trail has run dry, but I don't know. Something about the way Marius was talking about his involvement still does not sit right with me. He could be perfectly fine. I could be running myself in circles here, but I had to at least see for myself.
It would have been very nice to at the very least ask Dr. Sada about it.
Yes.
I think she probably has all the answers that we need, if you want to know them.
I do. I want to find her.
Me too. I would like to tell her I'm sorry that she was so sad. And I would also like to be very mad at her because she hurt my friend, but mostly sad.
Do you have any suspicion of the Plavertons in this?
The Plavertons are the people who own the most of the things, right?
Yes, they're the ones who, from my understanding, were receiving the Fairbanks, or were going to be sending items to and from Venture via the Fairbanks.
I mean, we could always ask more about it in Venture.
I'd like to inquire about them a bit more, though I don't know exactly how without being rude.
I don't think I'm the right person to ask advice on that one, I'm afraid, Aaron, but because it is new to me that you would just not simply ask somebody. But I suppose with a bigger place, things get more complicated.
True.
And this place we are going to venture, it is only bigger, right?
Yes.
Have you ever been to venture?
I have not. Would you like to go one more place that you've never been before tonight?
Sure. I have about 45 minutes left of being invisible, so I can keep going this way.
I don't quite like wearing Mary's skin for any longer than I have to, so
Fair
I
enough.
think our business has run its course here. And I'll make my way off the boat back onto the docks, and as soon as I can find a comfortably innocuous space, I'll drop disguise self.
Absolutely.
Just wondering, can't find my watch anywhere. And then I would like to lead the way through the streets again, and I would like to walk home.
All right.
Alright. I'm following right behind. You cannot see me, but you can hear me skipping behind you. I'm invisible and I really enjoy it.
Until eventually we arrive at a very simple, very mundane house here in River's Meet.
Oh,
This is where I've been mostly staying.
Oh.
Not with you.
this is your friend's house?
Yes, it does belong to them. They've been kind enough to let me stay here. I have one small, quick bit of business
Okay.
to take care of, though it won't take long. If you don't mind just waiting here.
Sure.
No one can see you, so do whatever you like outside.
As people walk by.
So very few people out, especially now, having spent so much time on
Yeah.
the Fairbanks. But you do see, as Aaron has gone into his home, at one point a small cat kind of walks by, making a face at it. It stops for a moment and looks past you, almost like through you. It's clearly not focused on you, but you get the sense that it heard you. It's very confused as to what would make a sound.
I would like to walk to the kitchen, walk to my cupboard,
Yep.
and add a second piece of parchment to the first that's stored there. Very quick notation about seeking me in venture, if needed. That's it. I'll lock the door behind me.
Really quickly, as Aaron has opened the door to come out, I just want to see to the inside of the house while I'm still invisible. Just sort of know what is the inside of the house and you look
Give
like.
me a dexterity check
Oh.
to avoid bumping into him.
That's gonna be a 15.
15. Peek your head in momentarily. What does the inside look like? At least what Dwathi can see from the door.
You see immediately to the right a comfortable sitting room with a hearth, though notably very clean. No wood has been burned in there for quite some time. To the left of the hearth, you'll see a simple cot with some traveling clothes, some rucksacks. Seems to be Aaron's everyday carry effects. And then beyond that, you would probably be able to see through the room him entering a small kitchen.
This is as you are leaving.
Oh, as
so
I-
this is
yeah.
as you're coming
Oh,
out.
got you. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Just a quick moment to glance before the door
you'd
closes.
be able to see like the sitting room, the cot, and then what looks to be a kitchen in the rear.
Okay.
I think I will also say that above the hearth you see just a small collection of trinkets.
Okay. Will when will your friend be returning home?
I don't know.
Gone for a while?
From my understanding, this is... I don't ask too many questions because I'm gracious enough to accept... they're gracious enough to let me stay here, but this is a home of secondary residence to them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Though I hesitate to even call it that as, well, I've never seen them here.
Oh. How very odd to have a home that you rarely use. Fascinating.
Melos Machina is full of many fascinating people.
I imagine so.
If you, let's return to the night's rest. I have no other additional errands to run, though I must offer, Dorothy, in my familiar circles, the people who have homes to which they don't frequent are often the people who need them for purpose and not necessarily for necessity. You can understand the difference there. Sorry if that was confusing.
Sort of. I mean, it sounds to me like maybe they need to come this way more than, but not all the time.
Potentially, yes. The business is theirs. I don't ask questions. I asked a favor, and they've granted.
Fair enough. It's, it's always one of those things. I figure if someone wants to tell me something, they probably will eventually. And if they don't want to tell me, then there's probably a reason for that. It's fair enough.
Yes, there are reasons, yes.
At that point, I imagine I'll probably back into existence.
And as you all make your way to the night's rest for the rest of the evening, evening goes unhindered, now staying in the confines of an inn. Another warm night, this time without the weight of an impending investigation in the morning. The next morning as you wake, it's business as usual. Breakfast is had downstairs. You may have a long rest, yes.
I've used all the things.
Knowing that in the early afternoon you have a barge to catch up at Marius's. And upon going out searching for the blacksmith, not knowing where they are, first asking your way about and about, you do eventually find them. But unfortunately, on the blacksmith's door is a small note hanging saying, away for the day.
Of course.
Be back later.
Okay, so I'll join everybody else and just say they weren't open today, so I'll have to do what I can at camp.
Campfire billows this time.
Okay. I can continue to, I'm sort of preparing what I'm going to be able to do for the day. I can continue to keep the spell where I can make the metal hat. I may need it to, the smacking of the spiders, but...
Right. Yeah, that would be great.
Sure.
We can work on that once we settle. I also would have the jeweler's tools.
Yes, you have the jeweler's tools.
So
Oh my gosh.
I'll actually just since I have a lot of work to do during downtime anyway, I will hand them over to Dorothy and say, here are the tools you would
that
need
is so
to
amazing.
polish the bones, make
That
them
is so
look
amazing.
real pretty.
I will not be able to use it today, but if I spend some time meditating on these tonight, then I will be able to use them.
That
That's
is
something
fine.
great. And then I can give you back here. These are your wood carving tools.
Thank you.
And then I will have these. That is so exciting. They're going to be so pretty.
Happy to help.
Thank you.
But as the day progresses, you eventually make your way over to the docks to meet Marius. The barge waiting. No Marco this time around.
Oh.
You're able to load up the cart, your belongings, and ferrying across the river, you look down the way and you see the long mast no longer sail, but the lock jumper has indeed docked and is beginning to offload its goods as you make your way back towards the cave. And that is where we are going to end tonight's session. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be off next week. It is the last week of the month. So we will be back in 2 weeks as the party heads back to familiar territory to see what is waiting for them at the cave, what has been promised as potential good from the bones, and what is waiting for them when they come back.
It'll be good. I feel it in my bones.
You all have an amazing couple of weeks, and we will see you soon. Bye, everyone.